Is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 really going to bring a major camera upgrade, or are we just getting a bigger camera bump for no reason? That's the question a lot of Samsung fans are asking right now. According to a trusted source, the upcoming Galaxy Z Fold 7 will come with a slightly bigger camera bump than the one on last year's Galaxy Z Fold 6. Naturally, when people hear bigger camera bump, they assume better camera hardware, and in this case, that might be true. Leaks suggest that the main rear camera on the Galaxy Z Fold 7 could be upgraded to a massive 200 megapixel sensor. That's a big jump from the 50 megapixel sensor used on the Fold 6. If this is accurate, it would be one of the biggest improvements in the Fold series so far, especially in terms of photography. However, it's still unclear if the larger camera bump is only because of the upgraded sensor. The difference in size may not even be obvious at a glance. You probably need to compare both phones side by side with measuring tools to really notice it. Now, before anyone gets too excited, there is a bit of a catch. Even though the Fold 7 is expected to have a much better camera than the Fold 6, it's still not expected to beat the Galaxy S25 Ultra. That phone continues to be Samsung's best camera performer. So while the Fold 7 will offer great camera quality, it won't be the absolute best Samsung has to offer. Still, 200 megapixels is nothing to complain about. That's more than enough for most users. Whether you're taking pictures in daylight, low light, or recording videos, you'll likely be very happy with what the Fold 7 can do. Beyond the camera, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 is expected to be a beast when it comes to performance. It's rumored to feature the Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset, which is the same powerful processor found in the Galaxy S25 Ultra. This means the Fold 7 won't just look good, it'll be fast, smooth, and capable of handling everything from gaming to multitasking with ease. Now let's go back to that camera bump for a second. While it might be slightly larger, it's not something most people will care about. At worst, the phone might wobble a bit more when placed flat on a table. But honestly, most of us use cases or hold our phones in hand most of the time. A tiny bump isn't going to change much. And if you think this is a big design shift, just wait until you see what Apple is reportedly doing with the iPhone 17 lineup. Did you expect Samsung's next big foldable phone to skip a major update? Because that's what might actually happen. The upcoming Galaxy Z Fold 7 could launch without One UI 7 and instead jump directly to One UI 8. Sounds confusing, right? Especially when a lot of people are still waiting for the current update to even arrive on their phones. Let's make sense of this. One UI 7 is Samsung's version of Android 15, and it was officially released toward the end of 2024. But despite that, a large number of Samsung devices haven't received the update yet. Flagships like the Galaxy S24 Ultra only started getting it after months of waiting. And for others like the Galaxy S53, Z Fold 4, and Galaxy S21, the wait is still on. Samsung has promised updates for these models around April, May, or maybe even June. That's a really long time to wait, especially when other Android brands are already done updating. Now here comes the twist. Leaks suggest that Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 7 might not even bother with One UI 7. Instead, it could go straight to One UI 8, which is based on Android 16. That's right, a phone that hasn't even been released might skip the current version entirely, come with the next one out of the box. If that's true, it's a bold move, and it's going to raise a lot of eyebrows. Think about it. Many users have been stuck waiting nearly a year to get Android 15, while this brand new foldable could show up running Android 16 from day one. That doesn't sit well with everyone. For someone using an older Galaxy model, it might feel like being pushed to the back of the line again. But why would Samsung do this? There might be a bigger reason. Google is rumored to launch Android 16 earlier than expected this year, possibly as soon as June. That timing would make it possible for Samsung to launch the Fold 7 in July or August with the new software already installed. From a business point of view, that's actually pretty smart. Launching a high-end phone with the newest Android version sounds like a great way to stay ahead of the competition. Still, not everyone is happy. If you're a Galaxy A series or S series user, this might feel like another reminder that newer, more expensive phones always get the spotlight. And it's not just about feelings, it shows a real problem with update timing. Even the premium Galaxy S24 Ultra had to wait around 9 months for Android 15. That's not just slow, that's frustrating for users who paid top dollar for their devices. There's also another side to this. Android 16 is supposed to bring better support for foldable and large screen devices. It will remove some limitations that currently stop apps from working properly on bigger displays. That's important for phones like the Fold 7, which depend on these features to give users a better multitasking experience. Samsung likely wants to make the Fold 7 the leading foldable on the market, and launching it with One UI 8 could help them do just that. Even so, most Samsung users aren't using foldables. Samsung ships hundreds of millions of phones each year, and the majority are standard S and A series phones. These users form the backbone of Samsung's success, and they also deserve fast, reliable updates. If updates are too slow, people start to feel left out, especially when a new device gets to skip ahead. Maybe Samsung is trying to get everything just right before releasing software updates, but sometimes focusing too much on perfection can delay what really matters to users just getting the update in a reasonable time. So if you're still waiting for One UI 7 on your Galaxy phone, don't worry, you're not alone. And if the Galaxy Z Fold 7 really does come with One UI 8 right from the start, hopefully Samsung doesn't forget about the rest of its users in the process. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates. Is Apple about to borrow design ideas from Google? That's what some fans are asking after a new leak showed off a dummy unit of the iPhone 17 Air. The device hasn't even been announced yet, but this leak, along with earlier ones, is making people think that Apple might be taking a different path this time around. And not everyone's loving it. So what's all the fuss about? Well, this iPhone 17 Air dummy shows a super slim phone with a flat front and back and a flat frame. It's said to be even thinner than the iPhone 17 Pro, with early numbers hinting at just 5.5 millimeters or even 5.4 millimeters thick at its slimmest point. But of course, the camera bump adds a few more millimeters at the top. Now about that camera. That's where most of the complaints are coming from. Instead of the usual design we've seen from Apple in the last few years, the iPhone 17 Air has a camera bar across the back with a single camera placed on the left. Sound familiar? That's because Google's Pixel phones have a very similar setup. And while this one isn't an exact copy, the look is close enough to get people talking. A lot of longtime iPhone fans are not sure how to feel about this. Some say it looks cool and modern. Others feel like it's a step away from the sleek and simple designs Apple is known for. It's still too early to say for sure if this will be a final design, but the dummy unit shown by leaker Majin Buu is rumored to be very close to the real thing. And yes, Jon Prosser shared something similar a while back too. So is this really Apple's next big design move? Maybe. But don't forget, even with all these leaks floating around, Apple has a long history of surprising everyone when the real product is finally revealed. So while this dummy unit might look close to the final version, nothing is guaranteed yet. The iPhone 17 Air is expected to replace the current Plus model in the lineup, and it could come with a 6.6-inch display, though that part is still not fully confirmed. What's interesting is that despite being super thin, Apple is reportedly working on using high-density energy cells to keep the battery life strong. That could help avoid the usual problem where slim phones come with weak batteries. If true, the iPhone 17 Air will be in direct competition with Samsung's Galaxy S25 Edge, another ultra-thin phone that's also facing some delays and confusion about where and when it will be released. But while Samsung seems to be doing its own thing design-wise, Apple's rumored switch to this camera bar look has caught more attention, and not in the best way. In the end, it's clear Apple is trying to mix things up a bit. A thinner iPhone with a new camera layout could attract a lot of new buyers, or it could turn some loyal fans away. We'll have to wait and see if this design sticks. What do you think? Would you buy an iPhone that looks more like a Pixel, or do you prefer Apple's usual design language? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this update, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more news on the iPhone 17, Galaxy S25, and all the latest tech leaks. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.